What is up, everybody? It's Copes here, and today I am back with a Fortnite video. In today's video, I will be ranking every single Season 6 glider from worst to best. This is totally my opinion, guys, so I hope you understand that. If you want to leave a comment telling me what you think is the best, please do it in the comment section, guys. I would appreciate it because we will disagree. I think there have been a lot of great gliders compared to other seasons. I think this may be the best for gliders. I've loved a lot of them. Some of them are very bad, but I mean, we get the bad. As long as we get the really amazing ones, that's all I care about. So starting out at our number 17 spot for my least favorite glider this season, easily, I had to give it to October Feast. This one by far is one of the ugliest ones we've gotten. I don't like the color scheme. I don't like anything about this. Honestly, I don't like a single thing about it. Every time it's in the item shop, I'm just like, wow, they really made that, and they continue to put it in the item shop. It's a disappointment. It's a tragedy to Epic Games and Fortnite. I dislike this one with a burning passion. Like, when I see it, I just cannot believe it. I just cannot believe it, guys. Moving on to my number 16 spot, I had to give it to Dirigible. If that's not how you pronounce it, please leave a comment down below telling me how you pronounce it. But it is the pilot skin glider, and to me, this one is just way too thick. Look at that thing. It is disgusting to me. I don't like it. I really feel like this one they went a little bit overboard with. I don't think it's appealing. I don't know anyone who would think this or the number 17 spot are appealing. Tell me in the comment section if you actually like these. I never see them in anyone's locker, so if you say you like them, well, prove it. Send me a picture on Twitter of these in your locker. Moving on to my number 15 spot, I had to give it to the Crypt Cruiser. And honestly, guys, I was expecting this one to be one of my favorites when I first saw it, but the more and more I looked at it, the more and more I used it, I personally don't like it. I think it's a little bit too loud, and the look of it, it's not very appealing to me. I do like the creativity to it. I like that there's like some sort of evil creature coming out of the casket. I think that's a really cool idea, but it just doesn't look good to me, guys. Tell me what you think about this one. Honestly, out of all of these, I am most curious about this one because to me, it's very down low on my list, but to other people, it might be way higher up on your list. Moving on to my number 14 spot for a glider that's all right. It's okay for what it is. I gave it to the Touchdown Glider. This one came out with the NFL skins. To me, it's just way too simple to put any higher up on this list. It's kind of a glider that it is what it is, you know what I mean? We were expecting this, we got a soccer glider like that, but it's not special enough to put any higher up on this list. It's just like a football on a glider. That's basically all it is. It's definitely nothing special, and that's why it's at our number 14 spot. Moving on to my number 13 spot, I had to give it to the Poofy Parasail. And whenever they add a skin or a glider or a pickaxe, whatever it may be, that has this exact color to it, it never looks good. I don't know what color this is. I'm not a color expert. It's not like a baby blue, but it's also not like a green and blue mixed together. I don't know what it is. I really don't. If someone wants to leave a comment telling me if you're a color expert, make sure to leave a comment telling me what color this is. It's not appealing, and honestly, if it was a different color, maybe it'd be a little bit higher up on this list, but I still don't think the glider design is all that cool. Moving on to my number 12 spot, I had to give it to the Lamplight. I do think this is a pretty cool glider for being just a simple glider, but it definitely can't beat out anything above it on this list. I feel like our bottom three were more creative gliders, but they were bad with their creativity. It wasn't appealing to me in their creativity. This one, for its simplicity, I do like it. I do like those lamps that are hanging down from the glider. I think that's really cool. The rest of the design and the color scheme, it works out perfectly, guys, honestly. There's nothing they could really change to make this better. In my eyes, I feel like it just deserves this number 12 spot. It cannot move up if it's gonna remain this glider. Let's move on to my number 11 spot. I had to give it to the default Discovery, which comes with the Galaxy skin, if you guys did not know. That one, I don't know. It's cool for what it is, but it is basically just a default glider, but it's got the Galaxy skin on it. and I think it's cool for what it is. But honestly guys, my like top 10 cannot be changed no matter what. Discovery, it moves in at our number 11 spot. It's not special enough in my eyes because it's not different enough from the Galaxy, which I think is really cool, but it's not different enough from the Galaxy to make it special enough to make it into the top 10, if that makes sense, guys. Moving on to my number 10 spot for a glider I actually have and I'm glad I own. It's the Aurora, which is the Terminus reskin. This one comes with the Eon skin and gladly I own it. I do like the look of it. I think it looks better than Terminus. I love this color scheme. The black, green, and white looks so good together. This glider design, it's not my absolute favorite, but it is better than everything below it. I do like this glider, guys. Honestly, our top 10, maybe even our top 12 are good gliders in my eyes. Moving on to my number 9 spot, I had to give it to the uncommon Dark Glimpse. And for being uncommon and being this high up on the list, that's pretty shocking to me. I felt like any uncommon we got this season probably would have been really low on this list, but I mean, you gotta show some respect. It's like a memory to what Kevin was, what the cube was in Fortnite, and I feel like that's something cool that we probably won't get a lot of, but when we do get it, we should appreciate it. And I do appreciate this glider, but not special enough to move any higher up on this list. Moving on to my number 8 spot, I had to give it to the Hatchling. And honestly guys, if this was something that I could stand to look at, it would be way higher up on this list because I love its design. I just hate using it. I hate using the spider glider. It looks disgusting in game. The legs move around like it's trying to run away from you as you take out the glider. It is disgusting, but I love it at the same time. I really like, honestly, for a glider design, I wasn't expecting a spider glider design, but I'm glad we got one, and I hope we never get another. That's how I feel about it. Moving on to my number 7 spot, I had to give it to the Rotor, which does come with the double helix. If you guys did not know, that comes if you buy the Nintendo Switch. So you have to go out and get the Nintendo Switch. If you do get that right now, you will be able to link up your account and get this skin and the glider as well. And I think you get a pickaxe and a backbling. Maybe not a contrail or an emo with it, but definitely something you might want to think about getting if you really love the skin. No, I'm lying. I would never tell you to buy $300 in this game for any reason, but I do think the Rotor is way better than the Servo, which, I mean, I'll post a picture of the Servo if I remember to. It's basically black and green. Just imagine this glider but black and green. This one, it's white and red, and I think the white and red go so much better than black and green. I feel like I've talked about this before in other videos, but I feel like they saved a better color scheme for the exclusive items, which is a pretty smart business move if you want more people to buy it. I think honestly the Rotor is a great glider. I really love its design. I love the Servo's design, but I do think the color scheme is better on the Rotor. Moving on to my number 6 spot, for one glider I don't have for some reason, maybe I didn't have enough V-Bucks at the time, the Field Wraith. I think the Field Wraith is absolutely amazing. I love the different Scarecrow skins, and I think the Scarecrow glider is awesome. It's something I just feel like you should look into. Maybe you like it a little bit more. If you do, I totally recommend you get it because it is dope. I've seen gameplay of it. I'm definitely gonna get it the next time it comes to the shop. Moving on to my number 5 spot for a glider I didn't really expect to like, especially when it was first leaked. When I first saw the leak of it, I'm like, oh my god, another one of these. This one's gonna be so stupid, I'm gonna hate it, but I actually really love it, the Flappy Flyer. If you guys did not know, you might expect this one to be really big in game. It's actually a very small glider, and that definitely surprised me, but I do think it's more usable because some of these gliders, like the Frostwing, if you guys know what that one is, it's basically the Ice Dragon glider. That one's way too big to ever use. It gets in the way of, you know, if you're gliding around on a jump pad, you cannot see a single soul. But with the Flappy Flyer, it doesn't get in your way too much. You can still see people and use it at the same time, which is awesome. But Flappy Flyer, definitely one I totally recommend you get. I love its design. The color scheme's awesome. It's just really a perfect glider. I love the different like winged animals as gliders. Those are always so cool to me. Moving on to my number 4 spot, the Flying Carp. Another flying animal. I like this one a ton. It really reminds me of a Pokemon character, maybe a Carp, maybe Magikarp. I wouldn't say that because I don't know, it kind of looks similar, but it also doesn't. But it also reminds me of a Pokemon, but it should remind me of the Magikarp if it reminded me of a Pokemon. I don't know, I'm just going on a random tangent, but Flying Carp, definitely a dope design. Totally recommend you go out and use it. Again, I love the different winged animals, and they always rise to the top of these lists when I make them. Moving on to my number 3 spot for probably a surprising one for most of you, Kabuto. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. If it's not, well, it's the samurai glider. This one, again, is much smaller than you'd expect it to be. When you look at images, you can't really tell how big the glider is going to be because in images, they all look the same. But this one's a lot smaller than you'd expect it to be, but a really great design. I love the swords that stick out of it. I love the devil mask. I love the samurai mask with those huge horns as well. Overall, great color scheme. Totally recommend you buy this one, guys. Probably a pretty underrated glider, not many people like, but I really love it. Moving on to my number 2 spot, one I thought would definitely be the number 1 spot, but Epic surprised me. The Spirit. Guys, this is the perfect glider, I feel like. One of the perfect gliders. I feel like there might be 5 perfect gliders, I would say, in this game. Spirit, a perfect one. Pterodactyl, a perfect one. I love these gliders, guys. You don't even know. I typically will use the more simple gliders. That's what I said last season. But Epic has been introducing a lot of cool, unique gliders that don't obstruct your vision to the point where you can't use them. That's how I feel, at least. Spirit, one perfect example of that. Really great noise. I haven't really been talking about the noise they make because I don't think it's too big of a deal. But great design. I love how there's flowers growing out of his head. Perfect color scheme, so colorful. Great look to it. Great owl, my man. Let's move on to my number 1 spot. I had to give it to one I think we can all agree on, the Magic Wings. This one, so simple, great color scheme. I love the design. That's really all I can say about it. It really is a perfect glider in my eyes. I feel like this one might be in my top 3. Pterodactyl, still my number 1. Magic Wings, I'll probably put at my number 2 spot overall throughout all the gliders. I absolutely love this one, guys. So simple, so clean, so perfect. Tell me what you guys think in the comments section. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. See you guys later. Bye-bye.